All right, thank you very much, Ari. Next speaker is also going to be on healthcare. His name is Stephen Tucker. He is an insurance expert, and he has a website called truthaboutobamacare.com. And when you welcome Steve, I want you to really give him a warm welcome, because Steve spoke on behalf of the Chicago Tea Party at the Bughouse Square debates. And the Bughouse Square debates are in Bughouse Square, sponsored by the Newberry Library. So it was a bit of a different audience than we have here today. It was very tilted left. And since they introduced him as an insurance expert, he was called a leech within 1 minute of taking the stage. So we want to make sure we give him a nice, warm round of applause. So let's welcome Steve Tucker.
Welcome, patriots. Last time I spoke at the Chicago Tea Party, I got a little bit angry, and it's been several months since that, since we had our Tax Day Tea Party, and I have to tell you that I'm a little bit angrier now. And the reason that I'm angrier now is because I've been lied to systematically by Barack Obama. Let me tell you why I say he's a liar. First of all, we all remember when he lied to us at the State of the Union speech and said that a man in Downers Grove, Illinois, died because his health insurance was canceled, his treatment was delayed. Who remembers that? The truth story is the man did not have any of his coverage canceled. He never had any treatment delayed. And the insurance company, Assurant Health from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, kept his policy in place for 4 more years until he did pass away from cancer. Line number 1. Do you remember when Barack Obama said that if you don't buy health insurance, we're just going to fine you? It's not a tax. Anybody remember that? Line number 2. Now he has to admit that it's a tax because we have 26 of our sovereign states suing the federal government because they don't want to be forced to buy health insurance. And I will challenge anyone here who tells me that that is constitutional. Because it is not constitutional under the Commerce Clause, or as John Conyers says, the Good and Fruity Clause. It's not constitutional under any clause. Because the Constitution gives no one any right to tell me that I have to buy a product from you. That is not constitutional. Lie number 2. Lie number 3, 47 million uninsured in this country. We know the real numbers thanks to the U.S. Census Bureau. The U.S. Census Bureau broke down those numbers for us. And they told us that 11 million people reside in households earning more than the average income, $50,000 a year. And they refuse not to buy health insurance because they're free citizens and they choose not to. There's another 9 million people who make $75,000 a year out of that $47 million number, and they choose as free citizens not to buy health insurance. Then we have millions more who are eligible for Medicaid, and they don't enroll. Sadly, almost 8 million of them are children. So the real number of the uninsured in America is 10 million people. That's the real number of chronically uninsured. Is it possible that we could actually buy them health insurance policies for less than $2.6 trillion? You think? Every year, we waste $780 billion in our current healthcare system in waste and fraud. If you took half that waste, you could buy every one of the 47 million uninsured a gold-plated healthcare plan that would make the CEOs of Blue Cross Blue Shield green with envy. So why are we spending $2.6 trillion? I'll tell you why. It's about control. And it's not like we don't have any examples as whether or not Obamacare would work. Has anybody ever heard of Romney Care? Anybody heard of the great state of Massachusetts? It's already been implemented in Massachusetts. But the problem is, Obamacare is worse. Because in Massachusetts, if you don't buy health insurance, it's actually a criminal fine. You can be prosecuted. But under Obamacare, you can't. The IRS has no way to collect the fines from you other than to withhold your tax return. Because remember, about 2 months before Obamacare was signed, what did they do? Conservatives like us were screaming, hey, if I don't buy health insurance, you're not putting me in prison. This is America. So what did we do? They took it out before the legislation was put into place on March 23rd. So now, if they can't enforce any criminal penalties, they can't put you in jail for not buying health insurance, what's the IRS have as their weapon against you if you don't buy health insurance? Are they going to send you another letter in all caps? That's going to make you pay the fine? It's not. And we already know that 51.3 million tax filers last year, in the year 2008, paid no taxes. Some of them making $50,000 a year. So even if they're going to withhold your returns if you don't buy health insurance, how do you hold a return from somebody that pays no taxes? So who is really going to be paying to insure 33 million more new Americans? Raise your hands, taxpayers, because it's coming to you. And it's worse than that. We find out now that physicians in Illinois have been waiting 22 months to be paid on Medicaid. 22 months. In Massachusetts, it's even worse. So what did the Massachusetts legislature do to fix their problem? More big government. They actually have 2 bills pending in the Massachusetts legislature that says that if you're a physician like Dr. Friedman and you're making $16 to see a patient, you decide as a free citizen not to treat Medicaid patients for free anymore, they will pull your medical license. That is unprecedented tyranny. And we are not going to stand for it in this country.
Right.
I'm not standing for it. You're not going to stand for it. This is Barack Obama's idea of fundamental change. I have a message for Barack Obama. I have a message for Melissa Bean. I have a message for Jan Schakowsky. I have a message for Governor Quinn. Change is coming. We are going to fundamentally change the House of Representatives. We are going to fundamentally change the United States Senate. And since our president is so happy with long vacations paid for by you and I, we're going to give him a permanent vacation come 2012.
Woo!
Thank you, patriots. God bless America.
All right, thank you. Steve Tucker, truthaboutobamacare.com. And today is not just a rally, it's a celebration. So what we wanted to do is